Whoa. I tried to start the live feed. For some reason, YouTube just sent me this moderation thing and like wouldn't let the live feed start until I went through it. I don't know what that was all about, but I don't know. It's weird. I've never had to do that. I thought it was. I thought the video was rolling, but apparently it wasn't. That's strange. They just can't leave it alone. Just like leave it alone. YouTube's good the way it is. Just leave it alone. Always gonna be changing stuff. Today, I'm going to. If you've noticed in some of the videos, I tend to nick my ropes. So we're gonna recut a couple ropes, and I'll show you the process that I use to do that. I need to sharpen up my 150, but I don't know. Let's just kind of start the live feed. So I have plans on doing a video on a different form of speed lining. So this actual way of speed lining, I don't know if I've ever shown before, but yeah, I'm gonna work on it. It's gonna be more of like a speed line can be used in a couple other ways to make it like work with you, so you don't have to use certain things and have so many ropes. But that's something I'll show you in probably the next video. Also talk about like the disagreement that tends to happen with customers when you try to, like, when they want you to do something you don't agree with, and like how you go about that, which is always a tricky situation. But this is the rope I normally use when I do speed lining, and if you notice, I'm pretty sure it's got a pretty good cut in it. This is also the rope I use to pull trees over too. So actually, that's not that bad. It is a little nick. Oh, okay, my bad. No, that one is bad. So now I need to cut that. I'll re-put my hook on. Also have to do this 3/4 inch. I believe I hit the end on this too. So yeah, I'll show you how I do that, and we'll just kind of work on it, and then discuss some, I don't know, stuff that like I notice on YouTube. I just seen some content and a few videos on rigging rings being too hot, and I almost feel like people aren't understanding what a rigging ring's like purpose is, and that there are grades, different grade levels of rigging rings. All gear doesn't have the iodized setup that an X ring will have, or a Benrite ring. Those are coated in a special coating to keep temperatures down. Um, I believe it's even maybe different metals. So yeah, I see videos to where people are talking about like they get hot and like trying to compare a rigging ring to a block or a pulley. Well, a block or a pulley is giving you a mechanical advantage, which is speeding the limb up, which is causing extreme amount of stretch in your rope. So I don't. I just think there's like a maybe a little bit of a misunderstanding for rings out there, because if you're testing, if they're getting warm, they're doing their job, because their job is to create friction to slow a piece down in a more controlled manner. So that's something I've noticed, and I find to be a little weird. So we got Joseph's here, Billy's here. What's going on, guys? Ground pounder. This is a great subject. Uh, just getting here again. Love my tri block and safe block. Right on. Yeah. So do you have that? You have the tri-block, the like triangle thing with the 3 holes ground pounder? That thing seems pretty neat. Like I think it would work really, really good for a device on the ground when you are speed lining. So like I'm actually going to show where we'll probably end up using the aerial friction brake for an anchor, or we'll use the safe block as an anchor to do this speed lining that I'm talking about. Now, with this speed lining that I'm talking about, basically we're going to be taking tops out, and I want to use one rope, and I want that rope to be able to do everything, and I want it to work as a zip line to get the limb down. So there's a way of doing it, and then sometimes you need a tighter, like you need it to be a smaller like object coming down. So I'll discuss that kind of in depth and do that. But yeah, that's something I'm coming that I'll be doing soon, and it'll probably be the next one. So what's up, Dan? How you doing, buddy? Oh, so that's the one you got. That's cool. I think it's called like a thimble or something. There was a by CMI. There was like a rigging ring that was a hub, which was really cool. So you could suspend it from 2 points, and you could do this with the X ring too. But suspend it, from 2 points and make a ring out here. So I think CMI is the one that was doing it. But yeah, I thought that thing was pretty cool. But dang, I didn't realize I was going to lose that much rope. That's a good little chunk. And I always take the rope usually and just like go put it back in, I don't know, into a box or something, and then it may get used as a sling or an anchor for something. So hopefully I don't have to cut a bunch off this all here, the Husky bull rope here, but my luck probably will. So what's everybody been up to? I use it along with the safe block, ground pounder says, in conjunction with each other for fishing pole techniques even when the tree is relatively straight. Yeah. I mean, I'm personally, I try to run my rigging system no matter if the tree's leaning or not. I'm trying to compress everything into the tree. You can cause major stress fractures and stuff to a tree that aren't visible. So I'm always trying to lessen the impact on certain things because I don't want to damage them. So yeah, I'm the same way, brother. We think alike because I try to do that same thing when it comes to dang, I'm probably just gonna have to cut this knot off. I hate to do that because then I'm gonna lose even more rope in it. No, I can get this thing done. This thing has been on there for like, I don't know, maybe a year or two. But no, it's been way longer now. I'd say 3, maybe more. But yeah, usually I just get my whatever I'm using in between these two and just try to pull them apart, get separation. Because after I get the separation, then I feel like I can wiggle the knot out. And I believe this is a double fisherman, maybe? I don't know. I don't pay that close attention to like what the names of everything is, which I probably should, but I don't. Oh, I'm about to cut it off. I'm cutting it off for the sake of the live feed and time saved. So, what we're going to use... Oh, I got my handsaw here. We'll just use it, I think. Let me get this up closer to read comments. Desk out. Shoot, I'm far behind on comments. Then my giant porter wrap, hell yeah. Dude, my porter wrap was homemade. The original one that I had, it was so enormous and big and bulky. It's so big. trying not to hit the actual hook. Stole my handsaw. I think I may be there. Okay, so now I've got that off. I probably won't even worry about undoing that knot. But there's our point. Catch up on comments. I feel like now I'm too close. 90%. Been watching it rain all day. Same here, Billy. It sucks. I hate the rain. So this time I use only one hole. Yeah. Hey. The safe block is such a good device. I mean, it's got options, which other things don't. You know, a pulley's not going to give you options. An X-ring's not going to give you options, but the safe block will. The only other thing I can think of would be, you know, your thimble or the friction brake. I myself can't. Yeah, I don't really see a need for pulleys either, because you can get lift with rings. But pulleys are like, I'm actually, well, I don't want to give too much away. I have some stuff coming up for you guys, so I'm gonna try to make it a little more interesting. Try to touch on some topics that we don't talk about all the time. But yeah, red or white? Which one? It's a white rope. We're going red. So it used to be a white rope. What's the size? This is a 1/2 inch Samson 12 strand. And it's just legit an all around good rope. I can use it for anything. I use it for so much. It's that go-to rope for pretty much everything. But okay, so when I'm doing these, I can't make the taped end and like the end where you recut it and stuff. You can't make that too bulky, because then it's not going to pass through some devices and stuff like the maze dam and stuff like that. So I prefer electrical tape, because it stretches a little better and it's not as bulky, you know, but you can get it really tight. So basically when I do the end, I just want to get it really super tight around it and give myself like a line to go off of, so that when I go to chop it and then melt it, I'm not fraying it all out and getting it all goofy. So. All right. So we're taped up. Now I'm gonna want to chop that there. But let me catch up on the comments, and then I think I have a light. Yeah, I have a light here. We'll go outside and chop that. That thing you showed, oh yeah, it's the aerial friction brake ground pounder, AFB. Passed the 8 point this morning. Dang, I just got a big shot. Any advice? Yeah, I didn't like. There's mine right there. I don't know if you guys ever see it, but I didn't like having to pull it down and hold it, because like, you know, while you're aiming, you're all shaky. So I went and bought a bow trigger, and then just attached it on the end and mounted that to a little, not like a ratchet strap, but one of the tightening straps. And let me show you how this works. Dang, making a mess. All right, let me show you how this works. I always talk about it, I never show it. So here it is. It's clipped on. See how redneck that is? I just put a stick up there and duct taped it, and then connected with a little piece of bowstring, this string onto there. So, and that's just a stick to hold it straight. But that trigger is attached to the whole hand thing, and it's all wadded up, and I don't know how I did that, but I did it. And then it attaches to this ratchet strap, and the ratchet strap's got that cushion on it. It's one of them. It's got the cushion on it because this thing flaps, and you don't want it to hit you in the knuckles. So I got one with a cushion around the actual buckle part. So then the other end, you pop the cap off of the bottom and then put it in there. Put a screw, whatever you got to, put the cap back on, and I taped it to hold it there. So now, here's the best part about this. You don't have to pull, do all this stuff. You grab the strap, hold this part in your hand, and you take your foot and you step here. And it tightens. And it tightens. So if you didn't like it and you wanted to leave it off, you just hit the button. But to tighten it, you grab it, hold it in your hand, and step there. It holds it into place. I hate to do this inside, but you hit the little trigger. Ow, it hit me in the knuckle. And that's it. So it's a real cool setup. I think you'll like it, even if you just use it. Even if you're just using it the normal way, where you're shooting it, it's a good device to have. They come in handy, keep you from having to go up and set ropes and stuff. And they're pretty nice. What's up, Jeff? How you doing, buddy? Matthew Bryant, proper pruning. Yeah. Don't shoot Clint with it. I love tree guys. Hot dang, I thought I was going to miss it tonight. Oh, John, what's up, buddy? Yeah, it was from a long time ago. It was very windy, wasn't it? Certified by YouTube. What? Who's certified by YouTube? Who is that? Who changed their name? Hopefully people will believe it's certified by YouTube now. DQMC. Okay, son of a gun. Dude, I think I unsubscribed to your channel because I accidentally subscribed to a whole lot of stuff, like on accident. I guess I hit the button. I don't know how. But like it showed up and I'm like I have way too much stuff to watch now. I don't even know when I subscribed to this. And like I just instantly clicked it off. So I have to go back and subscribe, dude. My bad. You gotta tell me if you're gonna change your name, son of a gun. It's even highlighted. No problem, Ground Pounder. So just a prusik on the strap. You could. I mean, you could put a prusik on the strap if you wanted to, but I do it. Then you need a piece of rope for the. That setup there is just as simple as it gets. I just tucked the rest of the hose up in, or the strap up into it, and then bolted it, and then put the cap back over it after I like wrapped it and taped it. I think I may have just doubled it over and then tucked a bunch in and then duct taped it like crazy, and then I put the cap back on, duct taped it again. So, and then that was like the cheapest bow trigger that you can possibly find at Walmart. And then that ratchet strap was probably the like best quality product other than the Big Shot, because I wanted I seen those ratchet straps and I was like, that's what I need, because I don't want that strap flapping back and like hitting me in the knuckle or something. That cushion was like, I was like, I gotta have one with cushion. It'd be perfect. It's a good idea. I gotta try that one. Yeah, Dan, what you do is with the ratchet strap, you're gonna connect it in the backwards way that you would think you would want to connect it. Like that was where I messed up, and like you want I would have thought it to be the other way. You'd want the strap up here, but no, you actually want the tightening strap down here, and then the connection strap up here. And like, so I goofed up a couple times, but Tony Nimkoski, they call him the Flying Squirrel on like Facebook and stuff. He's the guy that I got that idea from, and it was just genius. Like I'd seen the ratchet strap thing before, but never where you flip the ratchet strap and then was able to just step your foot down into it to tighten it. And I was like, that's genius. I got to do that. Just like a bow, yeah. Definitely going to be setting that up for me. Hell yeah, Jeff. Yeah, try it out. Thanks, Skippy. That is a pretty... Yeah, I have a video on it. At some point I did a video. It could have been a live video, though. I'm so bad about, like, being able to tell you what video to go back and watch and stuff. What's up, Turbo? Oh, thanks, Jeff. No, don't worry, DQ. Dude, now I know though. That's cool. I will. I'll definitely subscribe back. It just caught me off guard. Like I didn't realize I Megadose. I thought I was subscribed to his channel. Apparently, it like went off at some point, so I just had to subscribe back to his too. But you never visit my channel. I haven't been able to watch anybody's. I'll get a couple, like a few people have just some reason been in my thing as I'm going, and I click on it, and I'm like, oh shit, I'll watch a video real quick. I am so far behind on footage. While I'm watching videos, I'm gonna have to watch like doubles of every one of them at least just to catch up. Like I'm behind. So what I end up doing, instead of going through the subscriptions, what I'll do is I'll just click on your channel, and then I go to the channel and to the videos and go down and just start where I haven't seen it and just keep watching. That way, that's my way of catching up. I will get there. Ground pounder. VP, it's bullshit. That's a short. Yeah, yeah. I guess. Yeah, maybe I should do one. Yeah, maybe I will. That's a good idea, ground pounder. I don't. I need to think. I need to do more like that. I'm still waiting for a friend request. What is it? Yeah, that's funny. DQ on my channel. It still says DQMC. Yeah, but I was only looking at my subscriptions, and it just said something completely. You kept like suggesting this channel to me. I'm like, why is it suggesting this channel to me so much? Well, it's because I watch your stuff, and you had changed your name and you'd put out new stuff. That's why. So I started thinking YouTube's messing with me too. So. Oh, if I can talk, my pleasure, Nate. I'm missing the course, bro. GQ, howdy. Thomas, what's going on, buddy? How'd you get that symbol to pop on there? Certified? Or DQ? Super Fidelis, DQ. Binge watching? Yeah. Yeah, I have to do me some binge watching. That's that, Thomas. I just end up like I'll binge on certain ones. Let's go. Yeah, I think I got an axe. Let's go. Shoot, you know what? Maybe I have this little hatchet. Let's see if it's still here. I had a little hatchet that I kept in my gear that is really sharp. We got all kinds of stuff we could use, actually. Man, I got this big ass, like, I have a... Alright, you guys tell me. What should we use? So, we got the great brown axe. We got the little banger hatchet axe. We got this thing, like a damn kukri or something. I got one better. Hang on. Check it out. Have to go all ninja on you guys. Check this out. I have some silly shit in here. Or do we go like karate sword on it? I almost feel like we should go to the sword on it. Except for I'm probably not going to be that accurate with this thing. Because I can't say I swing this thing very much. I told you I was about to go ninja on you guys. You gotta watch me sometimes. I get crazy. But I can go double. We could double hand her and just give it the old huzzah. What do you think? Sword? Yeah, we're going sword. I'm gonna answer it for you guys. Definitely the sword. I dig it, Jeff. Let's do it. Oh man, this could end up bad. No, it's gonna be great actually. All right, so I'm like walking around swinging this sword on my face and stuff. Let's put the sword down. Let's get us a light. We're gonna go outside. I think I got a chunk of wood out there we could use. This thing is awesome. Like you get these, they're solar powered too. Oh, so they charge solar. No. Why? Uh, maybe. Oh. All right. I don't know how we're gonna light this. This is probably not gonna be very good. Do you see that? That works. All right. So, which end am I supposed to? Okay. Right there. All right. So we get the sword. Hang on. I looked for a ninja headband, but I couldn't find one. So I'm just gonna do it with a stock cap. Here we go. All right. This is the way I'm cutting my ropes from now on. Look at this. Look at how it didn't fray it one bit. It's like a perfect cut. Yeah, the sword's where it's at. I'm sorting everything from now on. I'm trimming trees with it. One sword's crazy. My wife just freaked out. I don't know if you guys heard her. Apparently she was in the front yard and all of a sudden the Christmas lights turned on out of nowhere. Alright, so this rope, I have this box back here behind me. I usually put stuff like that in there. But let me go grab that now. Oh shoot, actually. Let's go torch it, that way it stays. And then we'll retape one more time. I'm actually gonna go up here on top of this thing. For this one. So I can use the metal to roll it and put it out and stuff. I should use my torch. Oh shoot, I knocked the sword into my leg. So I mean, you could really burn it, and I usually do if I end up getting a bunch of frays and stuff all over it. But because it was such a clean, good cut, I'm not going to do a whole bunch on that because it's pretty uniform, pretty nice. So I'll just heat it up real good, get it melted together at the end, and then dab it out on this cold metal. Press it real good, and then roll it so it doesn't fatten up at the end. And press all them, ow, press all them melted fibers and stuff back together. And then we'll run it around the edge one more time just to stiffen it up, melt it together. And that should be it. It should be good. The Christmas lights are flickering in and out. Right. I think we're good there. We'll go give her another tape job real quick just to clean it up. And then I guess we'll do that. We'll see what's on that Husky bull rope. Okay, so and basically the tape this time is cosmetic, just to make it look better. Definitely probably not needed. So there's what we end up with. It is a little fatter at the end than I would like, but that's good. You know, if it's big and bulky, it just doesn't fit through the maze dam and gets all caught up. And you know, this will keep, like, you can ruin a rope if you don't get a good input on it. It can pull the sleeve. Then you end up having to milk and lose, like, you know, chunks of your rope because of it. Yeah, like this end isn't too hot. This is the actual end that will probably. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up and look at it from this way. I was gonna switch what end I actually used, but I'm gonna go ahead and just tape this end and keep going on what I'm going on that. Like, see what I mean about being able to stretch? Like, it's so much better than using like a duct tape. It's just so much nicer. So we're at both ends. This is the knot I use when I connect like a oh shoot, sorry guys. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna just start there. I melted the end one time too much and couldn't release from my lanyard in a hurry. Oh no. Yeah, that sucks. I bought some whipping twine I've been using that I find that's pretty good. Huh, right on. Doctor says I was good to go. Just gotta... Right on, John. That's so awesome. Who we got there? Garth. What's up, buddy? Yeah, well, I appreciate that. I don't know if everybody would agree with that, but yeah, thank you. So, I used one of these. These were like the go-to. This is the only kind of clip carabiner I had ever used for the first 10 or more years of doing trees. Like, maybe more than that. I'd say 15 to 16 maybe years. But super heavy. So when I use one, I usually what I usually want is I don't want like a big loop. So if I tied a bowline, that would be all floppy in there. It would be annoying. So I usually go with, let me try once so I can make sure I'm doing the right thing because I cannot remember knots worth a damn. Yeah, I think it's just a double fisherman. So I'll retie it to show you. But now I put my end through. This is I put it up to the, like, carabiner facing me. So I put it through the top and down, and then this. So then I have it in my hand, kind of like that. And then I'm just going to wrap over twice. 1, 2, and you can do 3 if you wanted to. No, let's do 3. Make it a triple fisherman. 3. So it's kind of like a taut line hitch. It goes back under, around, and through there, through all the holes, and back up to the other end. So you end up, you'll grab both of these, and you'll give it, to try to tighten it up. But what you end up with is basically that. And that, I don't really like the triple. I think I'm gonna, well, yeah, I'm gonna take it off, or it's too bulky. I just want a double fisherman. But like I said, you can do 3, but you break it down, you fold them apart, and then pop your rope back out. And all we'll do is take one of them wraps off, take it around, put it back up. And I actually want to pull some of that slack out, so I'm going to pull it up that way. So the reason I use like that particular knot is because the way it like sets the rope, where the rope ends up being. Because I want my tail of my rope to be like not poking out the side. Like a scaffold knot or whatever, it'll make it so the rope's like sticking out this way. So if you were using it as a tie-in point, that would be a great knot because the rope would come down, it would go around twice, and then it would go through this way, as opposed to the one that goes up. And you would have your rope over here. It'd be easy to tie around for double roping. But so let me show you. That's what I end up with. And then you'll grab it and you'll slide the knot down. And you'll field dress it real nice. And what I like about this is now I have my rope right there that's coming out. That knot will tighten up. And I'll just take a little bit of tape and connect these 2 points right here. And then I'll be able to keep an eye on it over time to make sure that it's not moving. So if this little gap here isn't there, then I know, like, I got a little gap between the 2 rows of red tape. So, like, if that little gap isn't there no more, I know that I'm getting movement in this, and I've never had it move or do anything. So, yeah, like, I mean, you could tape the rest of that little part up if you wanted to, but that's the way I do it. That's how I've always done it, and probably will always do it. But if I am worried about it being a heavy load, I just run a half hitch. That way it puts the pressure on the half hitch as opposed to the carabiner or the clip and the knot. So I gotta wrap it up. Catch up on comments. Take it easy. Double fisherman. Yeah. The double fisherman isn't that. A cinching knot that tightens up the more you pull it. Not necessarily. It does. I mean, it stops at one point. If you have something collapse into it, then it can't go any tighter. So I could have got that knot out if I wanted to, but like I said, this isn't something that I'm going to be taking on and off. I put this knot because I want it to be basically, it's permanent. I'm not going to mess with that. I'm not going to be looking to untie this and redo it. That'll be a one-time thing. I'm not redoing it. So if you're somebody who likes to take a carabiner on and off and stuff, I would suggest using like a something like a let's say, an Alpine butterfly. So then I would say you got 3 wraps in there. Reach under the first one, grab the second one, and pull it out and over the top and back through. And there's an Alpine butterfly. That's the easiest way I've ever seen to do it, and it's just really simple. I see people that have like a 5-step process. It's like 1 or 2 steps. Crossed on the back end, parallel on that side. So I'll show you one more time. Alpine butterfly. You have your rope. Put it over your hand 3 times. 2, 3. So now, let me just get out my hand and make it really obvious. So you're going to reach under this one, which is the first one, to grab the second one. You're going to pull it out. You're going to pull it, like, reach under the first one, grab that second one, pull it out, pull it over the top and back through and tighten it. That's an Alpine butterfly. Watch. Reach under, grab that second one, pull it out, up, and through, and then grab both ropes, tighten it, and then field dress. Oh. Cross, parallel. Very easy to get undone by grabbing the ends and doing that. But that's not my suggestion of a knot. If I was going to tell you which one to use, I would say the circus knot. Same thing. 1, 2, 3. Okay. But then you go 1. Oh shoot. I can't think about it. I just have to do it. 2, 3, 1, 3. So 2, 3, 1, 3 gives you what I've heard called before a triple Boland, or what I've heard it mainly is a circus knot. It has a lock on it right there. That lock is the easiest thing to get undone. Or no, hang on, my bad. There's the lock. You pry it to the side, add some rope to it, untie it. So the way that one works again, this one you're not going out and under and stuff. You're just putting one rope over another rope. So lift 2 up, reach under 2, grab 3, reach under 3, grab 1, reach under 1, grab 3. So watch. Lift, then I'm reaching under to grab that one, then reaching through that one to grab that one, then reaching back through to grab this last one. That is the best midline knot that there is, in my opinion. It has a full out trigger to be able to release all that pressure, which makes it so much easier to untie after it's under a crazy load. You can grab here and just wiggle up, pull that loop out, and that's it. Last time. And then, so lift 2, that's how you start. And you're going to grab 3, then 1, then 3. So 3, 1, 3. Grab both ends and snug down. It is honestly my favorite and, in my opinion, the best midline knot that there is. I've put alpine butterflies under a lot of stress, and they were more difficult to untie than the circus knot. So, my opinion, circus knot. But alpine butterfly is cool too. And I like those 2 knots because if you notice, they're both kind of tied in a similar way. They're very similar. So let me let's see if this other rope needs done real quick. I haven't even sharpened my saw. I get to rambling about stupid stuff. Get nothing done. But of course, it's a captured eye. Right on, ground pounder. Have a good one, buddy. Thanks for hanging out. Is the same for rope lanyard also? Rope bridge, yeah. Yeah, it works well. Try to catch up on comments as I'm doing this. Nope. No, I do not trust Dave to tie my knots. I tie all the knots. If, like, worst case scenario, he'll untie a knot. But, yeah, I don't trust that kind of stuff. Like, I have him undo my tie-ins all the time. He understands the knots, I think, probably pretty good, but I don't want to put that on anybody else. I just tie it myself, think ahead. I can't take that chance. Yeah, almost. Yeah, bowling's pretty easy. It's an easy one to figure out. There's enough videos out there that... What up, Jared? Under, over, under. Under, over, under, how I remember the alpine. Yeah. Yeah, I just think a grab 2, pull it up over the top, and give it like a atomic wedgie. Like, up over, and pull it back there. Oh, no, I'm not wrapping up yet. No. Okay, cool. Everybody's still staying. I don't have any time. Yeah, it's a very important part of the process, and there's no reason for me to put that kind of responsibility off on somebody else. So I do it. I don't want it in the back of my head. I don't want to be thinking about it. Like, did he tie it right? Am I gonna slip here a little bit? So when I put my rope up, I had this rope bag from Weaver for God knows how, like 6 years or more. Look how good it still is. The bottom is still perfect. It's still stiff and like stands up, but I keep this in my truck, in my back seat. So I just notice all my stuff matches. But when I put my rope up, I feed it all into there, over my shoulder, boop, 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 put it in there, and then I Monty, stop! Hang on, let me holler at my dog real quick. Get over here now. Mom, come on. Come on, bud. Oh, no. So I just feed it all into there. My neighbors are leaving, so he ain't gonna shut up until they leave. hanging out at their car talking right in front of me. But I just take my rope and run it through the ring. It's got a ring here. And then I done pulled it out, so now it's aggravating. But then I don't have to find the end of the rope. It's all in there. When I get ready, I just untie the knot, pop it out, and then I'm good to go. So we're gonna pull this rope. Yeah, look at that. Look at that beautifulness we just pulled out. Dang it. I was thinking, man, this rope here seems really fat. Like it seems way bigger than it should. Because it's all, yeah, it's basically gonna have to damn near be milked back out. So we're gonna have to take that off her. Let's do that, which means we get to use the sword again, which is cool. And I'm gonna go, I may stab my dog. I don't know yet. You better shut up, dude. What's your problem? You're loud. Come on. Come here. Monty. Alright, guys. Come here. Come on. Up. Come on. Come on. Come here. Come on. Good boy. What up, boy? You bark a lot, man. Say hi to everybody. No? You don't really care about much other than barking at cars, chasing cats, and eating treats. Alright. Nice seeing you. So, we're gonna take this thing. This little cut. Wrap it up. And I mean wrap up the rope, not the live feed. I appreciate the thumbs up and all the views here lately too. It helps out the channel. As much as I hate to admit it, it does. And maybe it gets suggested a little more often. Like, finally my analytics livened up and aren't as bad as they were. Well, they stopped decreasing, which is nice. Alright. So, we taped off. Let's go machete it. Where did that light go? Sword, check. Light. More light. Let me see what I'm swinging at. I think if the light so close that I don't want to hit it. Harness my inner 3 ninja. Come. Oh. Oh no! Dang! I chopped below, way below my tape. But I got a clean cut. Let me go grab the tape. So on that last one, it was a white rope. We used red tape. We used the white tape on this red rope. So, now, I'll show you the insides to these ropes too, since we've cut them and they're able to be seen right now. And show you the difference between a bull rope and just a regular 12 string. So what I'll do is I'll start a little further down from the end and work my way to it. That way I can smash everything down and make sure nothing like swells up. Live on YouTube. Make me look stupid. Oh, sure I did it again after I switch it. So that's what we end up with. I bet I know why it sounds like that. Does it sound better now? How's the sound now? Is it better? Did I mute it? I could have muted it somehow. Cool. Yeah, it got like back in a bind on the clamp, so my bad, guys. Yeah, if you notice with this rope now, it's actually skinnier than it is for the rest of it. I don't use a carabiner on my big rigging ropes because we good. Cool. Thanks, guys. Because this is where I'll put my circus knot at the end, and I'll have a loop, and that's what stops on my rings, and we clip straps to it. So yeah, that's the whole thing here. I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, check out how sturdy this damn rope still is from 6 years. This rope bag from 6 years ago. It's insane. It stays up on its own. Like, I've had plenty of rope bags, and none of them have been this like reliable and good. This thing is so nice. So, like I was telling you before, when I put it all back in there, I feed it down like the wrap down on the side so I can get my rope in there. Then I just reach in there and pop it out and let the rope fall down. Then I take this before I cinch anything up. I find my ring, put it through the ring, tie a little knot at the end, so it's really easy to find my rope. First thing before I ever go to it, then I feed the rest back down into it, and I cinch it up. And it is very compact and all together now. There it is. It's just wild to me to see how strong and like durable that bag has been. That's the big bag from Weaver too, I think. Well, I don't know. They probably make a bigger one now, but yeah, look how much I missed that cut by. A couple inches. So that's a bummer. So the thing I'll probably do, since this is a nice little chunk of rope, I will just, at some point, I'm sure I'll cut this end. So I'm going to go ahead and tape it off now so that it's ready to be cut when I get a chance. And I will, I'll chop this thing off here, and then I'll have this little section of rope to do whatever with. Make an X-ring sling. That same knot that I showed you, that scaffold knot, that's a knot that I use on my X-rings. I do it because the way it orientates the rope. I want my rope to come up so I can tape that up and then be able to inspect that at all times. Plus, I want a knot that, you know how you were saying it continues to cinch up. It will continue to cinch up on that X-ring. So if you have a ring and you're tying it on, that's what I use. I'm not saying that's what you should go do. I'm just saying that's the way I connect them. So that scaffold, that double fisherman knot bites down really good, and then the more you use the ring, the more it bites down. The way you have that rope, you can tape it up, and then it gives you something to inspect and make sure that knot is not slipping at all, and that it's staying good and tight. So that would be what I would do. I would slap a ring in the end of this. I would tie that knot. I would cinch it down, and then I would tape here, and then keep an eye on the end to make sure it's always good. But yeah, I had a question just recently asking me how I would connect a ring, and girth hitch is how I really like to do it. It seems to have worked good for me, for most of the ones that I use. Like on the B string, I ended up tying a very big like bowline, and what I did was I tied a big bowline like this, and I messed with the height or the length of it and like the size of the bowline for a little bit, but I took my B string and I wrapped it up. I just did this. I doubled it and put it on like that, and then when I put that onto the B string, it bit down really, really, really good. So my B string is double wrapped like this, because the rope was small enough that I was able to do that. So depending on the width of your rope, you know, if you have that space, that's something you could always do. But look at the difference between the two ropes. Pretty wild. So you have that one that oh shoot, my bad. Only has a very small little inner blue core to it. And then you have your tinsel around, and then your outer, I guess, sleeve. Um, this being like a solid 12 strand rope, it stays together a lot more. It doesn't fray out. So look at how that same fresh cut on this one, it frayed all this out. It's all separated with ease. Like it doesn't take a whole lot on these bull ropes, that it doesn't have like a prominent solid core. It just has a wad of rope and then it has a sleeve over. So strange. But I know that these ropes, the bull ropes, take to rigging a lot better just from experience. So that little bit of stretch and stuff is a good thing. But yeah, definitely different, the two of them. Let's move over to here. I was gonna end this, but maybe I could just talk to you guys and try to sharpen my saw. I'm still kind of all messed up on my my sharpening. I just had to sharpen my 201, and man, I messed it up. I wonder if that tool's here. Actually, I'll show you. I got this log next to me. I got this thing here. We have stuff everywhere. Alright. I got this. It's called a super safe block. Don't be jealous. You guys that have only 3 holes are just not on my level. Alright? Don't pay attention to how skinny it is and how small it is, but it's very fancy. We talked about that last time. Ah. Did you, Dan? You got one? That is awesome. Yeah, they're funny. Check this out. See all that that's missing? That's because it fell off. Like, I filed that stuff off. So now my depth gauge made me knock the dogs down way too far on my 201, and now it's like choppy and all bouncy and shit, and it sucks. So I'm just gonna straight sharpen my 150 and just hope that it's good enough. Really digging the files from Kellen, little mechanic shop. They're awesome files, but I don't have one for the 150. I don't think there's any 1/4 inch with the ones he sent, so we'll just use this steel file and try to make it work best as we can. But like I said, my filing game has not been very good lately. It has been sucky. You only use 1 hole at a time. Yeah, talk about a tight bend radius. That's a bit tight, ain't it? That's crazy. And it's got such a skinny, tight bend radius because they're using this for an anchor. But it worked good for a rigging hub for multiple connection points. You know, connect one here, but then you got all these connection points to run like bracing and rigging and stuff off of. Kind of like you would a English reeve setup almost. All right. Wow, this feels weird. It is so easy to mess up your chain with these 1/4 inch saws that run the 1/4 inch Pico chains, it's almost too small. So you end up like breaking files and stuff like that. Only 2 thumbs up. What's up with that? Yeah, hey, we're all right. We, you know what? Sometimes I do live feeds and they just people don't like them that much. Sometimes I do live feeds and some people like them. I rarely do. A lot of people like them though. I mean, even the raw videos I've noticed they just don't do the views as much as everybody says they want them. Like, I'm still gonna do them just because there's some of you guys that like them, but they definitely aren't getting the views that I would have expected. So that is what it is. I mean, I'm just gonna put out what I want to put out, and if it does good, it does good. If it doesn't do good, I don't care anymore. I'm to that point. 9 shows a thumbs, 9 thumbs up. I should only. Oh, you only show 6? Yeah, it's actually at 9 right now. You guys are thumbing the hell out of it. I dig it. But yeah, I'm really stoked to do this like little speed line video because like I get stoked when I come up with a new idea because like I said, it's almost impossible to do anything new. And that's why I feel like you got videos popping up where people are like acting like they're solving a mystery, saying that like X rings get warm or rigging rings. Yeah, they're a friction device. They get warm if you're going to use them and run stuff and like drop weight into them. They're good. The friction is going to cause it to get warm. But I have never in my life been burned by a rigging ring. And you guys know, now we got 10 people, 10 thumbs up. That's crazy. You guys know I use rings like 90% of the, like 100% of the time. I don't use anything other than rings. And I have never in my life been burned by a ring. So I don't know where that comes from. But I will add to that there are different levels in quality. That's the reason the coating is on the X-rings. There's a reason for that stuff. And I don't feel like all gear do that. Their coating isn't near as good, in my opinion. So I could be wrong. They could be the exact same. They don't feel the same, and they don't work the same, in my opinion. I believe Ben Right ring, very good. Theirs is perfect. So I feel like just all gear, it's meant for. I believe the stuff was designed for like line clearance and stuff. So if they're using it, they're not sitting there day in and day out, dropping piece after piece after piece after piece after piece. And maybe they just didn't test it like that. And so that's the reason. Or maybe putting the coating on there costs so much money, it's not worth it. Because I'm sure it's a pretty elaborate step that you have to go through. And when the X-Men came up with them, he did that for a reason. He didn't just come up with a ring one day and was like, here, and put it out. That dude spent a lot of time testing and running them things through the ringer, no pun intended, until he made sure he had a quality, good product that was going to last. So, you get the benefit of how light they are, and they are not, it's not a pulley. It's not a block. It is something completely different. A block is designed to give you a mechanical advantage, whether lifting or lowering objects. It makes it run faster, smoother, and with no friction. There is no friction. It's a mechanical advantage. Blocks and pulleys, block or pulleys and X-rings or rigging rings are two completely different tools. So to compare the two is a little silly, because they're just not. That's not what they are. They're two different tools, and anytime using them, if you put any time into using them, you realize that quickly. Uh, it's obvious, but certain I get where certain guys like they're hating on it before they ever used it because they like what they like and what they use works. But sometimes it'd be worth your while to try the other thing and like I don't know. I feel like there's a whole lot of teaching that goes on YouTube, and like I like sharing stuff with you guys, but like I'm saying legit channels, their whole channel is them teaching the whole time. They're trying to teach, which is I wouldn't want that responsibility. I don't know if I could handle that. But like legit trying to I don't know. Just don't feel like you should don't try to teach something until you're for sure you know what it is. That is my advice to any tree guy that wants to start a channel. Sometimes you're just trying to share something and it may come off like you're teaching. I get that. But you know when you're trying to teach everybody stuff and try to feel real smart so everybody's like, whoa, this guy's a genius. I feel like it's obvious, those that do it. And I see like the amount of like just BSing that'll go on to try and prove a little point, but BS through a bunch of stuff to make one point work, while at the same time disregarding 50 other things that are in that same realm, but you're worried about teaching this thing right now. So you're breaking this rule, this rule, this rule, this rule, and giving bad information so that you can make this one point. That's weird to me. I can't do it. So that would be my advice to any guy that wants to start a channel and do tree work. Show your use it as an opportunity to show your skills and explain what you do. Explaining what you do is a good thing and just helps the viewer to understand it much more. But I don't know. I don't know. I guess there's some people. I just see some bad information, and then I feel like there are those people that are going to be like, "That dude knows what he's doing. I'm going to do that because he wouldn't give me bad information." Maybe not meaning to give bad information. You just didn't spend the time to make sure that you covered all bases before you tried to make your one point about something. So for those of you that do tree work and watch tree videos and are in this little bubble, I'm sure you can start to figure out those that I'm talking about eventually. None of them are in our group. Like they're not. They're not. And I don't think some of this stuff would happen if they were in our group. To realize like I think some people are just on there to tell me how great I am, look how great I am, and they just disregard anything else that happens on YouTube, any other comments. The negative comments are always going to be there. So I feel like that runs them off, and so they don't care to really put any importance into any comment unless it's telling them that they're amazing. Ground Pounder, yours just didn't want me to get any thumbs up. That's why yours only said 2. Just sent you a message via Facebook. Really? Okay. I've been meaning to mail Mike. You freaking forgetting. You're good, brother. I'm a large t-shirt if you wanted to know. Right on, Turbo. That's cool. Bino is overlooked. Yeah, Bino seems like he's a very he's I think if I don't smell bullshit when I watch it. That's the main thing. I get a vibe. I know if you're BSing. And just because I don't spend time to leave this ridiculously negative comment doesn't mean I don't know when you're bullshitting. You know, if you know when you're bullshitting, other people probably do too. So I think some of it's for the sake of looking intelligent or smart. And I see even where people are naming things, I call this this. Well, it already has a name. You didn't invent that. You've seen somebody do it, and just because so you want to show on your channel the same the same technique. Well, you need to give the credit to that guy that actually came up with that technique. That guy that spent the time to put the forethought into it and be a little creative and take the steps to come up with that idea. And he got it figured out. You came in, you seen it, and you're like, gonna show that on my YouTube channel, and I call it this. No, no, that's disrespectful. That's just me. I may be wrong. I know not everybody's gonna agree with that. I don't I don't like that. That is the one thing. Like, you're gonna try to disregard the guy who laid the platform to get you where you're at. Like, that stirred up all this interest in trees and this and that maybe on YouTube. You just can't doubt, like, you can't just disregard these guys because they're older and you're the new guy now. There are guys like, you know, there's guys like August and Ace Tree and Reg and Jerry Brownick, and like there's just a huge list, and I feel like it just really irks me when I see that kind of stuff, because I feel like that's the new generation's way of trying to erase the guys from the past by naming things with a new name and acting like they just come up with something. That's that's my own. I'm guilty of calling something by the wrong name. I may not know it and I may call it something, but it's not because like eventually if I figure out what the real name is, like I'll call it by that. But that kind of stuff is just weird to me. I put too much forethought into it. You know, I shouldn't think about it as much. I should just let it be what it is. But it chaps my ass a little bit, you know? And it ain't like I've invented tons of stuff that's like all over the internet to be talking about. I'm not talking about me. Like, there are things I've done that I see repeated and I find it to be awesome. I think it's awesome. But like I didn't like crack a code or nothing. Like, there's a few things that I've maybe came up with that if I get credit down the road, cool. More than likely, I won't, because YouTube is so saturated in content that you just don't know nowadays. Like, yeah, this is happening, but who's the guy that came up with it? And you don't ever know, because you just got 50 different new channels coming out with, like, you know, and acting like they're the ones that just came up with it. Am I wrong? Like, does anybody else ever feel like that? You know, this guy from what I gather. Yes, Willie John, I agree. I think he's pretty cool. Like, I feel like he's put in his time, and that's why when he talks with a confidence and like an understanding, and it's easily portrayed across the screen. Like, I don't think for a second that he's BSing me, that he's like cutting corners to get to a certain point. Like, I don't know how to explain some of this stuff without literally calling the people out, and I'm not doing that because I don't want to bring any kind of negative like attention to a specific person or channel or anything like it. That's not my Like I would just like honestly, I would just hope maybe eventually it kind of hits them one day and they're like, whoa, like maybe I can ease off a little bit, you know, because like I'm not the bee's knees. I'm not the end all be all. I got a cool following, and you just got to respect them people that follow you and that enjoy your content and give them as much content as you can. But there's a lot of responsibility that goes into that thing of like, I'm going to teach you how to do this. And I don't think it's respected sometimes. So that's just me. Rant over. Did I just flip that song? I wonder if I could file on my lap. I've never done that before in my life. Sam's the man. Getting into climbing. Ever get into climbing funks? Mentally, I'm not in the mood. I'm kind of scared lately over stupid stuff. Yeah, it happens, man. If I could suggest something, it would be there's got to be something that calms you and relaxes you a little bit. Um, if you don't smoke, then maybe it's bringing up some gum to chew on or having some music playing in your earmuffs. And when it comes to like just getting up and going to work, like don't forget, man, there's people out there that would give anything to be able to work. To go out and have like a regular like something to do. I'm that guy. Like I wish I would just be just booked up every day and working, but it's just not there. There's a billion trillion guys that now in my area that do this. Everybody's wanting to cut everybody's throat, and like it's just not there. Like I, you really gotta. Don't forget, man. Like you're lucky. You're really lucky to be able to have it to the point that you can get burnt out on it. Um, you're doing you're doing one of the greatest jobs in the world, and like appreciate it. Maybe clip and share it with some people. That was a big thing for me. Um, Sharing my job to other people gave me a new like just a new outlook on it. Like I was stoked to go do it when before I wasn't. I've been there where you're over it. You've done it so much. It's just, you get burnt. But share it. Snap a couple pictures while you're at work and what you're doing. Hop on some groups and stuff and hang out with some people that also do the same thing. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Try to find something about the job that you find fun. Maybe if maybe you need a break from climbing for a little bit. But I've been there on them ones where you're sketched out and you're nerve wracked and this and that. Those are the ones where I usually slap some music in my ear and I just attack it. And that's usually how I'll get through the scaredness and like the worry. And then maybe trying a new technique. Try out a new climbing device, man. Add something to your setup, like an additional tie-in point, or just you gotta play with the job. You got to make it fun. But I mean, I totally understand. Before I found out that there was YouTube and this stuff was on YouTube, I was about burnt out. It was almost 20 years of doing it, and like it just, I wasn't getting the thrill from it. I was burnt. I didn't know what I was gonna do. Then I found out like there was guys out here doing this and making videos, and like I'm like, wow, that's really cool. And then I got on there and I found out how many people out there do this, and like how cool some of the people were, and like it just just it lit the whole fire for me again when it comes to doing the job in general. So maybe grab a GoPro, record what you do, share with people. But the nerve thing, you just kind of, I'm more of a fate person, so I kind of feel like my life's gonna be what it's gonna be. The real judgment comes from like how you treat people along the way. So I'm not gonna change anything. I just, when I look at my job, if it's gonna be what takes me, that is what it is. You know, I just try to approach every day, do it as safe as I possibly can, enjoy what I can of it, because sometimes it's really hard to enjoy. But yeah, man, I don't know. Like, I wish there was like a quick answer that I could give you. I just don't know if there is one. I really don't. I'm about done with this. I think I'm on like the last two. Yeah, just sharpened the saw on my lap. That's a first. So yeah, Sam, I hope that answers something. But God dang it, certified DQ, you knock it off. I am not teaching you that. That's funny because like the stuff that like I was just watching one where a guy was teaching up a storm, but he was giving all this weird, funky, useless information, and then all of a sudden I noticed he has spiked every tree that is around him. He is gaffing the hell out of them, and they're all trims. But he's spending all this time like giving these OSHA specs and this and that, and I'm like, oh my god, dude, get out of here. But what'll happen is there'll be that yahoo that does leave the comment, you're doing this, but he just boop, delete. So sometimes the negative comments, in my opinion, can be okay. You know, they can be something that like maybe draws your attention to think that you don't make any mistakes ever is a bit self-centered and a bit crazy because everyone makes mistakes, you know. So I just look at it like that. It was weird to me, so I set mine to ground pounder 234. Oh, yeah, I know. They sent one to me, and I just put steel chainsaws, and it gave it to me. And I was like, what? Okay. So now when people look up steel chainsaws, it sends them to me. Maybe that's why my analytics kind of did something because that's the one I ended up getting. Every time I put in climbing, like anything, it was already gone. And I'm like, God dog it, I'm not doing this. So when I typed in steel chainsaws and it gave it to me, I'm like, what? Okay. I love tying knots and now climbing and chainsaws. That's awesome, man. Time to get the wee folks to bed. Squirrely John, hey man, thanks for hanging out, and you know, you guys have a good night. And we'll catch you on the next one for sure. Thanks for hanging out though. No, Billy, never hurts to try something new, and I suggest that everybody continue to try new stuff and try to learn something every day, whether it's Like you notice, hey, I'm in this pignut hickory today, and when I went to fall the log, it held on forever. So back in my database, I now know that when I'm working with a hickory, its tensile strength and like the way it pulls fiber is like night and day compared to working a soft maple that's going to shred, tear out, barber chair, all kinds of stuff because it's soft. So it doesn't have to be some super new rigging technique or climbing technique or, tool you invent. The little things is enough to bank on, and enough of them little things. There's so many like little things like that that I feel like people just disregard. Some guys are okay with having their rope, their chainsaw, and some guys don't even have one or the other, and they do the job. They may have a ladder. Those guys are chasing the dollar. They don't respect the job. Those kind of guys won't have a long career, and you hope that it's because they just fall out of doing it and like the interest of doing it instead of fall out of a tree or off a ladder and hurt themselves because they just don't respect this insane amount of danger that comes with doing this hobby or occupation. Because I don't care who you are, even if you're cutting in a bucket or you're cutting and using a chainsaw on the ground, there's an extreme amount of danger that comes along with that. You are not going to avoid that. There's no way. There's never been a guy that got into tree work and he was able to do anything he wanted with no repercussions and danger. That doesn't exist. Everything you do's got a consequence and like a reaction. So thinking ahead a move is always a good thing. I suggest anybody to do that. Always try to think ahead a move or so. What response is going to happen if I do this? And if you're doing that at all times, I feel like you're covering yourself, and you aren't going to be that likely to have a major mistake. So I think you hit the nail on the head. I think I climbed so much, and the motivation for work money isn't there. It happens, Sam. Maybe yeah, you maybe just need like a vacation, brother. A little bit of a mental relaxation, physical too, and just time to shut off. Maybe my brain is always doing that. I approach everything in life that way, and I have to shut that off sometimes because that's chaos. That that's like you gotta click it off, or you just run dead. Your battery just runs dead. Your mental capacity is just gone. So you got to find that time to be able to shut that off and put that aside so that it doesn't, completely just exhaust you mentally, if not mentally and physically. I take months off every year, Sam. The ground powder, that's good. We had work for April to it helped to take some time off. Clear the head, yep. I think Travis. It helps a lot sometimes. Often reset. Yep. What are you trapping on? There's times where I overthink what I'm about to do and it just slows me down. No, I don't think that's true, Jeff. I think, you know, there's gonna be them times where you do that exact same thing and you're the guy that saved an accident from happening because you are thinking a move ahead. You're thinking of that worst case scenario. Now, there's going to be times where you think of a worst case scenario, but there's nothing you can do to eliminate that risk. You got to take that chance and do it. But there's going to be times where you can eliminate that risk. You're not going to take, like this dead tree. I got to climb this dead tree. What am I going to do? There's no other way. There's no bucket. There's no this. There's no that. You have to get up there. Well, a guy that spends a little more time thinking, forethought, putting a little more thought into the whole thing and the planning, found out and realized there's a big green tree behind me that I'm going to tie into and I'm going to climb this tree. That time, it worked. It was totally fine. You were able to think ahead and you figured out the problem and made the job safe. That same dead tree, if that green tree is not there and you're going to fall this tree and you're worried it's dead, what am I going to do? Like, if it was to smack the fence or this or that, sometimes that there's no way to move that fence and there's no way to maybe change where your anchor's at. So you got to just, turn your knots a little more and make little adjustments to try to help it. Maybe you can't eliminate it, but you can help it. And a guy that's not thinking a move or two ahead isn't going to make them decisions. He's not going to make, he he's going to make that mistake way quicker than you. So I don't ever think that you're wasting your time because I mean, there is a point of like a guy that just second guesses everything, but to play out scenarios in your head can keep you from making a major mistake. Is what I'm trying to say. I don't personally think that you're wasting your time. If you ever want to truly challenge yourself, that's another way to do it. Right on. Yeah, trapping seems cool. Always steps ahead before you get up. 100% Turbo. I agree. Guys, holy smokes. I can ramble when I'm talking about tree stuff. We've been on here for like an hour and 45 minutes. I think this is probably one of the longest live feeds I've ever done. My wife's probably wondering what the hell I'm doing. I've got some stuff I've got to put together here so that when I leave tomorrow, I'm not forgetting anything. You guys, this has been a fun live. I really didn't think we'd do a very long live. I thought it would probably end pretty quick. At one point, we turned into ninjas, started chopping stuff. Fixed a couple ropes, sharpened the saw, and just had a good old time talking with you guys, which is always nice. So, last thing, because I'm done. So, I'm gonna show you how to wrap my rope. So, I just do this, arm's length every time. Put it in my hand. Just continue to do that. This is the same way that I wrap up my extension cords and stuff. If I don't have like a wrap for them, one of them weird twist up things. What would that be called? A thimble or something? I don't even know what they're called. Whatever. Alright, so I wrap it up like that. Then I have about maybe 6 foot left. So I take the rope and I put it there. I go to wrap around. Now here's where you see you want this rope to go over the top of that rope when you wrap on your first wrap, and then you just keep going up, wrap, and then reach through with your hand. After you've wrapped a couple times, reach through with your hand, pull it, get a loop, make another loop. Dang it, I didn't leave enough rope. And then put that. That's gonna come untied, dang it. Hang on, I'll redo it real quick. If I mess around long enough, we'll have a 2-hour live feed. Okay, so try that again. Crossed. So what I did is I took a coil off. So I have plenty of rope now. But so you reach through, grab it, pull it through, and then go over the top with another loop and put it through that loop. And you can do a couple of them. You're just daisy chaining it here. And then you're going to put that through. Your rope's all together. One handle. You grab that, pull it out unwrap it, and you're good to go. Best part is the hook's hidden in there, but it's out to the outside, so it's easy to get to. Guys, this was fun. Thanks for damn near giving me 2 hours of your time. I appreciate it, and maybe I'll work on a couple of them shorts and stuff. That was a good idea, ground pounder. I like that. I'll have to do one on the big shot. Maybe that'll help somebody out. Make it easy to build their own. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for giving me your time. I will catch you guys soon. See ya. Stay safe. Uh-oh. How do you get off this thing? Are they still looking at me? Oh my god, they're still looking. Oh no.